Hi everyone, I'm Jeff Burr with the Tattooed Spirit. Welcome back for our fourth card in the Sword Suit, this wonderful air element that involves everything cognitive and thinking. We move on to the structure, a foundation of our personal lives, of the thinking realm. That is, remember how we talked about the Emperor? We'll talk about the Emperor in a second, the last big four that we studied of the major arcana. But this four in this sword suit is about how important it is, how critical it is as the foundation of our lives to have clear thoughts and to rest so that we can sort of nurture this mind space where we can think clearly. Those swords straight up and down, you may be thinking, but they're pointed down. So the swords that were given to us at the very beginning were face up. And there's only, remember I told you about how the straight up and down sword means clear thoughts. This is straight up and down. It is pointed down, but whenever you look closely at your deck, they're not shaded in. It's sort of thinking in potential. It is the dream state that this knight is experiencing, organizing all of those things that he has going on in his life so that when he awakes from his rest, from his retreat, from his time away of reflection, away from all of his activities, away from all of his wands energy, away from all of his doings, and away from just feeling this, feeling that, being wrapped up in all these emotional states that you find yourself in a day, when this knight awakens, it is with clarity. These swords, you can imagine upon his awakening, color just like the other swords in this deck, and they turn right side up and become the swords of action, the right way of thinking in action. They're shown this way, kind of bland, almost very two-dimensional, beyond just being printed on the paper, but they seem very lifeless, as if they're just drawn on the wall above the knight. Upon his awakening, he feels refreshed. He begins, this is this knight character. I know we didn't talk about the court cards yet, but look at the active knight holding his sword forward before him, moving his thoughts to take his life forward. This knight is lovingly illustrating to you how important it is to take time away from all of your being. And don't be anything, just be at rest. Allow your thoughts to organize themselves for you. Stay away from all those emotions that just distract you all day, and just find time to be with your thinking so that they can organize themselves for you through rest, through relaxation, through retreat. Every time I see this card, I think of my dad. My dad's a mechanic, a machinist. He does everything with putting things together, taking apart, making things work again. And I can remember as a kid having him work on the car, for example, or trying to fix something in the house, and it confounded him, confused him, and he knew, he always used to say, I'm just going to sleep on it. I'll wake up tomorrow morning and I'll have a better idea how to work on it. And I will be damned if any time he went to bed knowing that he couldn't do it at that time, but after this time of rest, he would feel then inspired, his thinking would clear up, he would grab his sword, get into his life with action, thinking that he could do it, and he did it. He always fixed whatever he wanted to fix or build or renew or whatever my dad wanted to do. This is the card of my father, is resting and allowing all of these other things to calm down so that he could wake up with clear thought on how to attach and how to attack that task. That's how wonderful of a reminder this card is. You can be doing nothing and accomplishing so much. Don't get lost with the idea that all those that just go, 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 do, they're holding their wands, they're doing their fire, they're working. They aren't necessarily accomplishing anything other than just doing stuff. Remember this knight as an inspiration, especially whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, to just give yourself a reason to be productive through rest. Dream states do a lot for us. They clear out our subconscious mind of all the stuff that we're hoping for, dreaming for, how's this going to work out, venting, trying to relieve issues in our past. That's how wonderful organizing these swords to be ready to attack whenever you're back in the game. You're going to add some fiery wands to it to get you going, but this step is necessary in accomplishing any goal. When it comes in reversed, when it shows reversed for you, That just means it is time to get up. It's time to awake. This is your alarm clock. Time to put some action, time to put some fiery wands doings to all of those things that you've been contemplating while it was right side up. It's a great card. It's a wonderful. It's simple. And you'll see when you spread all these cards and you hold all these suits out, there's just something so it's kind of etchy about it, where it just seems more two-dimensional. I mean, yes, the guy's just resting, but there's really nothing in this static card going on until you understand how your thoughts work with your emotions and your actions to create the world that you want to live. Do you realize how important it is to give your thoughts a clear space to just grow? I will see you next for the conflict and loss of the 5 of the thinking suit, of the sword suit next. Before I go though, when was the last, I had this out for a reason. The last time we saw 4, this was the structure of society. You can see the similarities. This is the emperor. You can see the similarities of the patterns that are kind of evolving. The very concrete, the very rigid throne, the dry rock cliffs behind him. Here, he's not laying in a cushy, soft, feathery bed. It's laying on this hard foundation of this structure. It almost kind of looks like a coffin, but it just looks like a cement like area. And this is the structure and foundation of using your thinking in your life most effectively for you. This is the rule of law for society. This is the rule of law for your life. Remember to put value in rest and relaxation. And I'll see you next for the next 5. I'll see you soon.